It is game time, gentlemen. Don't roll your eyes. We are putting you on the spot right away. You have your pick of every guy in the major leagues. This game is called One Big Leaguer Who, or Robert says it should be Whom.
I think it should be whom.
I don't know the difference. I'm not smart enough.
Yeah,
Let's do
whom.
it. One Big Leaguer Whom could decide the National League Central race. Robert said this earlier. It's going back and forth. Who's your pick right off the top of your head?
Brandon Woodruff. I mean,
It's a good one.
I think George, Burns is like locked in. If he can come back and be the guy that he was, I tell you, their 1-2 punch in the National League is as good as anybody.
They can make some noise, Dan.
They get into postseason, they're tough out.
Dark horse, right?
Yes.
Dark horse
Just don't
NL
think
pennant winning team.
Peralta's hit or miss, but he can punch tickets.
Just where they're going to score.
You've said that for a few years.
I'm starting to like their offense a little bit.
Willie's got to get going at short.
Well, let me segue
You
into
can't
that.
expect. That's my thing. Willie Adames can't get traded from Tampa, and now we got to expect him to hit 3-4 in a
No,
lineup.
just be better than what he's.
Go ahead and roll the video because that's my guy.
That's your guy?
Yeah,
that's good call.
you're right, Dan.
Oh,
They
wow.
need him to get going, right?
call.
Big ask, Robert.
Well, I'm not asking like he goes off. I'm just saying
Right.
just incrementally better.
That's right. Just
Yeah.
be, not an aircraft carrier as you like to talk about, but be a piece.
You are his favorite.
Oh, I love
he
it.
says truth walks in the door
You're-
when Dan O'Dowd
you're
comes
brutal
here.
truth. I love
That gets
it.
me into a lot of
Draft,
trouble.
Trade
No.
Say I have
deadline.
no filter with that
So
truth.
good.
Be yourself.
Makes
Who's
for
your
great
guy?
TV, though.
It does. Everyone goes around
The rest of
the
my
room.
life is screwed, but it makes for good TV.
All right, I'm going Cody Bellinger. All
Good
right?
call.
Because
I went back and forth on that one.
he has played to an MVP. He's back, people. Had a chance to go over to Citi Field and watch him. He's the one guy in that lineup, and they're littered with tough outs, but he's the one guy that can carry them.
You know, D-Row,
to this
I'm
division
telling you,
title.
the injury he had is the worst injury for a hitter in professional baseball. When you separate your shoulder and they tie it down, it changes your swing pattern.
Yeah.
So you don't remember what it felt like. It takes a long time to come back from that injury.
I wonder what his open market is going to be like.
He should stay
Yeah, Lauren.
there.
He should
I'm
stay there. They
telling
need
you,
to keep him there.
He should stay there, Mr. Ricketts.
Okay, heard it
Okay.
first. One big leaguer who you would hand the ball to. You always talk about this. I'm driving to the yard. As a manager, who do I feel the most confident handing the ball to in game one of a playoff series? Go.
Well, I don't know if they're getting to the playoffs, but if they do, I think for me, the guy I trust the most in the game is Garrett Cole.
Yeah, ditto.
Yeah.
I'm
You too?
sorry.
Robert, across the
Every
board?
time he goes out
Yeah,
on the mound,
that
he
was my
pitches-
pick.
He pitches with the mean
The
on.
mean on.
I know the
He really
Yankees
does.
aren't having the kind of season that their fans and everyone hoped for. They lost again last night to the White Sox. But, man, he is.
But I have to say,
He's
with what
legit.
they've dealt with, and if
They're
you look
still
at
in
their
the fight.
record,
They're still in the mix. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, but what they dealt with is a byproduct of their own decision making.
Yes.
Correctamundo.
Yeah.
fair.
Yeah, I really struggled on this one because Corbin Burns is right now pitching. He's the best in the National League,
Yeah.
and he missed time early in the year. So will his freshness come October be an advantage over Garrett Cole having to be perfect every time out? So I went back and forth on that one.
I was thinking, and Nathan and I were talking about this. He said, what about Logan Webb? Remember when he just dominated the
He'd
Dodgers?
be my
14
nightmare.
And 2/3.
I told you this. That would be my toughest matchup in today's game. I could not hit a two-seamer.
Back in 2020,
That
when
was
nobody
my kryptonite.
hit him in the postseason.
And then the
Who-
slider and an occasional changeup, and he gives you this when he's on the mound. He's tough.
He's good.
I have a list for you, and you need to make a decision. One big leaguer who will be the most coveted non-Shohei Ohtani free agent.
Whew.
There is the list. We just talked about Cody Bellinger. Matt Chapman's a good one, by the way, especially the way he came out of the gate this season.
Michael Conforto.
You want me to go first?
Sure.
Well, for
Take a
me,
turn.
it's Aaron Nola, okay? Because he can pitch to a 1, and if he goes to another team that has a 1, he can pitch to a 2. He's getting one of the first 2 games in any postseason rotation. And this is a guy that can pitch with velocity. He could also pitch without velocity. He posts every time. You never have to worry about who's getting the ball every 5 days. That's what I want. I want a guy who walks in the door and I know exactly what I'm getting. Aaron Nola, it's going to cost you,
Yeah.
but I like him.
There's a lot of ways to go on.
Yeah, I'm going Cody Bellinger.
Ooh,
I'm buying.
you're rich.
Yeah, I like the defensive flexibility. I love the base running. And I like the fact that he's now a better hitter. I don't know if his powers come quite back, but he is offensively, he's using the entire
What's he
field.
gonna get,
I love his
man?
age.
What's he
Like, he's a
gonna
young
get?
player yet. I don't know, D-Row. He's going to get a lot.
To start in the
Forrest,
2s? To start in
Yeah.
the 2s?
I'm
No
not sure
way.
he's going to get
Okay, I'm like
twos.
160.
Who am I? I don't know.
Now, Kyle Tucker's going to get into the two.
Yeah, Kyle Tucker should definitely be in the twos.
They
I'm going to
whiffed
go.
on that. They could have locked
Yeah,
him
they
up
whiffed
a
on
lot earlier. Now
Yep.
they're going to
That's
pay
costing.
the piper.
It's costing them. I'm going to go Blake Snell, the two-time defending
Do you
winner
trust,
of
you
the
trust
pitch
him
hand.
long term?
You guys are risky.
I am.
He's pitching
Not my
great
money.
right now. You know what? I wish that we could find a way for him to go deeper into games. Maybe that can happen. But man, I love his stuff, and he's pitched in big moments and pitched well.
Yes, he has.
You picked him even though he changed his number, so you wouldn't contact him. That's
Who would you go
love,
with,
by the
Laurie?
way.
I know.
Who would you go with right there? Am I throwing you on the spot?
No, I
Sorry.
just need to see the list one more time. I don't really know.
It's all right.
I think Belly.
Matt Chapman, maybe. I mean, Matt Chapman was just electrifying coming out, so he just stands out in my
Yeah.
mind. JD
Okay.
Martinez, by the way, talking about a resurgence.
He has had a resurgence.
One big leaguer who you would want to trade places with. This is game, this is lifestyle, this is city you're
Okay.
living in.
I've thought about this.
Wait, can
It
I
always
guess?
used to be
Xander Bogaerts.
It always was Xander Bogaerts. It always was.
Yeah.
I want to speak 9 languages, be gorgeous, play shortstop
You
for the
always said it
Red
was the Red
Sox, and
Sox.
run Boston. That would have been awesome. Okay? I'm going to stay in the American League East. I want to be Gunnar Henderson for the next 15 years.
Yeah.
This dude is an electric factor. He's only going to get better. He's going to battle for MVPs eventually. And I think he's going to make a ton of money. Baltimore's on the upswing. They're going to be a factor in the postseason for the foreseeable future. And he looks pretty darn good in the
He has a
uniform,
perfect
too.
build for a big league.
Yeah, can I be Gunnar?
So I went off the rails a little bit, so
no.
I chose to be Aaron Judge on day 1 and Bryce Harper on day 2. If I could live my life over again and I could share those characteristics,
Come
I
on.
think that would be a pretty good. Hey, they let me do that, so I took advantage of it.
I love it. That was the assignment.
Yeah. I mean, who wouldn't want to be either of these guys, honestly?
Robert.
I'm gonna go. I didn't have an answer.
Really?
Yeah.
You want to be yourself.
Wants to be himself.
I really don't want to change places with anyone either.
Yeah, it's
but
okay.
if I have to.
I'm good
Yeah,
with changing places.
How
Yeah.
about? Yeah, I don't know. I really.
You didn't have one?
I didn't
Pick your
have
favorite
one.
athlete.
I was thinking Giancarlo Stanton, like New York City.
Yeah. I mean, the dude's shredded. Can walk around. I mean, I wouldn't wear a shirt.
Well, I'd like to see him score from second base. I got to be
Yeah.
honest.
Something was going
Or
on there,
not
by the way.
play
There's
if
more
he's
of
that hurt.
Hey, last time we were here, we talked about rickshaws, which are just bicycles.
Yeah, I'm not going to get into that.
I learned that.
Let's go.
I wasn't sure.
Look at that.
One
That's
guy
us in a
here.
rickshaw.
One guy I want to share a rickshaw with.
Freddie Free.
Freddie
I
Free.
know you so well, Freddie Freeman.
Freddie Free.
Death taxes and Freddie
He's
Free.
a good time. And by the way, he's hitting he's hitting like 450
Robert said he was hitting
over his last 30
550.
I'm
games.
going to go with Joey Votto. That would be my.
That would be fun.
That'd be my rickshaw
Very
partner.
interesting.
I'm going to take you guys, the picture that I saw.
Yeah, that's a
be
good
fun.
one.
I'm not there.
Hey, we're going to
Sorry.
step aside.
What the?